Good evening. Welcome to the fourth week of Sounds of Louisville at Home, presented by Denton County Transportation Authority. We've got a very exciting night ahead of us. Once again, we are live doing a live Q&A with our featured artist for the week, and this week's featured artist is Eric Smith. Hello, Eric.
Hello, how you doing?
Good. How about you today?
Yeah, doing great.
Well,
Glad
why
to be.
don't you just start and tell us a little bit about yourself and your music?
Okay, as you said, my name is Eric Smith, and been a musician for quite a long time, and I've been writing songs for I don't know 20 plus years, and I'd say in the last 10 or so, maybe 12, whatever. But I've tried to take it to a more serious and higher level with intentions of finishing, completing, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, playing and writing for a long time. Of course, first influenced by my dad, and then a host of other musicians. And, it's just a great source of joy for me in my life. It's wonderful. Something I get to share with my family, my friends. And so I'm very grateful that I have the ability. And again, it's just a lot of fun. Occasional frustrations, but it's fun.
What isn't? What doesn't have occasional frustrations?
Yeah, that's just growing pains, right?
Right. So, how would you describe your musical style?
You know,
If you
other than
can.
other than the an umbrella type term would be for me, I fall in that category. I would say Americana.
Okay.
If you look at the definition of it, it's anything from folk, bluegrass, blues, even Cajun. It's just a giant melting pot of amalgamation, if you will, of different styles, genres, all blended up, and it whatever comes out of that, and it's a part of you, then that's just sort of what it is. So I'd say to sum it all up would be Americana.
Okay. And you play several instruments, from what I understand.
Yeah, I play guitar primarily. Took some piano in college. Mandolin. I play, quite a bit of mandolin here and there. Do play some harmonica. I play atom. Guitar and mandolin are my primary instruments, but play some dobro. I like to, dabble in a little bit of all that because when I do record, I like to try to add layers, and if I can play what I'm trying to, or if I can use that instrument and play it at a decent level and record with it. And it's just another, layer to add to my recordings. But yes, I do play, multiple instruments. Am I awesome at every one of them? No, maybe not even one, but well enough to.
Well, just a reminder to everyone watching that this is a live Q&A. So if you do have questions for Eric, make sure you put them in the comments. I have someone watching the comments right now. And in fact, we've already had a first question come in. So we'll just jump right in. Who taught you the guitar and at what age?
So my dad, again, was my first influence. And he always had it laying around the house. So I would tinker with it, pluck on it. But when I really started getting serious about it, well, again, my dad would be the first one that influenced me and taught me my first chords.
Mm-hmm.
I would say about 15 years old is whenever I always say it was that moment I'd said, okay, it's time for you to start playing. So 15 really is when the lights started coming on and that desire. And that was really big influence at that moment was my cousin who was playing his rock guitar. And he was playing a Scorpions song, Rock You Like a Hurricane.
Okay.
It was sort of like, I just was like, wow, what is that sound? I got to learn how to do that. And yeah, I would say really the light came on and the desire started at like age 15.
Okay. Is that when you started writing music?
No, I didn't start writing. I thought back about that one time. I'd say about 18 or 19.
Okay.
I have tons of little pieces of paper. I've got a briefcase full of little notes that I would jot down, and I just did, and a lot of it was from, relational breakups or
Right.
that kind of stuff. But I noticed that over the years, say about 18 or 19, I was always writing stuff down, little ideas, and then I would just tuck them away. And then again, later on, I got more serious, and I would kind of go back to that little well of ideas, if you will, and pull from that. So yeah, No, but I did find myself writing a lot.
Okay.
Not completing, but just writing ideas down.
It has to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, it does. So it's kind of neat to look back at that. You know, I think about when I wrote that, where I was in my life. Like, yeah, I remember that was not a good time in my life. We broke up or whatever, you know.
I'm checking on a few of the questions here. Just a second.
I may have some friends that are going to get on there and aggravate me, but that's okay.
Hey, that's what friends are for sometimes, right? We did have one question. We are doing this Q&A on Zoom, and I know during the quarantine you've done some some other Zoom performances. So how is it different when you're performing on Zoom versus being with a live audience in the room?
I would say the first thing, very noticeable, however, it's gotten better. Some friends of mine that I've done Zoom jams with is the audio. You know, there's some audio settings that Zoom provides, that some settings that you can do that makes your instrument not so muddy or broken up or latency, stuff like that. But anyway, I'd say the audio is the big one. And then, of course, you're sitting in a room by yourself, just like you and I just watching. I really feel like it's a solo performance.
Right.
Even though whenever we have jammed via Zoom, we're muting our speakers and they're playing, and then I'll play along with them or noodle around. But it's, you know, better than nothing, but it's still, for lack of a better word, it's still empty.
Right.
You know, it's still like, I guess your loved one across the other side of the world, it's better than nothing, but it's like having that corporal, you know, time together. So it's not bad, but so that versus jamming together, man, there's just nothing better than getting together and sharing that time together, that joy of playing. You know, just like being with family. It's not a bad thing, but it's definitely can't replace that whole time together.
Right.
You know, physical time. So.
Okay. Well, I know that you talked about jamming with other people, and you have been a part of the acoustic jams at the MCL Grand for what, 10 plus years?
Yeah. If you're okay, I'll give you a little backstory on that.
Do it.
So before the MCL Grand building was even built, back then, you know, there was a church there.
Right.
But over off of Fox Avenue and 35, where there's a big Hispanic restaurant, El Rancho, there's a strip of little stores through there. Well, that's where the Visual Arts League used to be. So anyway, without going into a long story, there, if you drive through there, there's an El Chico building that's there. I think it's a dental place now. We used to go there a lot with my wife and kids and eat. We'd cut through the parking lot and go back home. Anyway, so we're eating dinner one night. We get in the van, driving through the parking lot, and I see this lady walking through the parking lot with a banjo. So, true story. I turn around. My wife said, what are you doing? I said, there was a lady there going in that building with a banjo. Somebody's playing music somewhere. So I caught her just before she went in. I said, hey, are y'all playing music somewhere? She goes, yeah, we're jamming in here. They had just started the Acoustic Fridays.
Oh, wow.
She said, we're doing this every Friday. We just started. If you want to come out and jam, you know, come on out. So I said, I'll be there next Friday. So
awesome.
That was 10 plus years ago now.
Okay.
You know, and then shortly thereafter, we were there late one night, and I just started playing some original music, and the whole idea about singer-songwriter stuff came up, and the idea of throwing out a challenge for us, you know, the people involved, and that's where from Acoustic Fridays Jam, within that was birthed the idea of the Songwriter Challenge. So,
and that Songwriter Challenge is quarterly? Is that correct?
Yeah. Now, is it strictly quarterly? We try to keep it as close as we can, give or take, half a month. But that's the idea. But you know, sometimes, you know, the calendar can and life and things like that. Anyway, so
now, do you always come up with the challenge, or do you work with the staff at the MCL Grand to come up with one?
Not the staff at the MCL Grand. Usually, people that are involved. You know, so we've done it in multiple ways. One of the ways we've actually done it is. We've put out on Facebook a little survey. You know, here's 3 topics. Let's vote on it. And we've done it that way. We've actually pulled stuff out of a hat, you know. So this last one, which will be in August, I think August 8th, I believe. I have to look. But the theme, if you will, for this one is new beginnings or reunion. We're just trying to come up with an idea. We're able to come back together using those ideas. But I reached out to a couple of friends via Facebook and said, hey, I've got this idea, but I don't know. Maybe what are you thinking? So he threw that out. I said, I think that'll be a great challenge. So yeah, it really comes in the form of different ways. Sometimes you really feel struck about something and you want to, go with that. My friend Connie and Becca, who are actually the founders of Acoustic Friday, they were members of the Visual Arts League. The last one before this one was mom or mother, and she felt real led on let's do that. And I thought, you know what, that's a great idea. So anyway. So it just comes up in different ways, and it's always a great time. It really is.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
It is a lot of fun. We've had a lot of songwriters. We've had our highest attendance is 26 songwriters.
Nice.
Yeah, so usually we get our double digits, which is always nice.
That is good.
Yeah, so
it looks like you have Janice Jones who's watching that says hello.
Hello, Janice, one of my dear friends at work. She's a sweet lady.
Someone else, I don't know who, thought that was a cool story. That's why music is awesome, how you chase someone down with the music instrument to ask where you could be part of their jam.
Of course, my wife thinks, man, there's something wrong with you, but I'm like, but I can't tell you. It's something deep in my soul. I've always been intrigued by music and instruments since I was a little kid, and it seems to be getting more, the passion is growing stronger as I get older, realizing, wow, how cool it is to be able to play, sing, and share that time with people. It's just really special. It's a cool gift.
Well, let's go back in time a little bit to your rock days when you were in a rock band.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, you mean that our singer rather came up with the band name. Don't know where it came from, but Bullwhip Sally. Never had a bullwhip, and I don't know anybody named Sally. But anyway, yeah, that was our band name, and we played all around Dallas. It was a lot of fun. That was about 90, 91, and had hair about middle of my back. And
bit of a change.
Yeah, I seem to have used a lot of it up, but I think I joked that I think there was a spool in the back of my head, and I used it up too soon. But anyway, it was really a great time. It really, really was. It was a cool experience, and I'm glad I had friends actually push me into that direction, meaning to get out and play live. Because I'm telling you, I was like, I'm not doing that. I was terrified. I really was. That stage fright stuff, but it helped push me further out into it. And now when I look back, oh man, that was I'm so glad that I took that, stepped out on faith, if you will, and just went for it. And, but it was a really fun time. And then it was kind of funny or interesting that between 90, 91 and so you might call us hair band stuff, back when Poison was out and Rat and all that stuff. So we were big hair bands, but then you had this transition of Nirvana came in, grunge came in. So you had this crossover. So this whole thing, our band just kind of started going, we just started complaining and fighting too much. And then the transition of style from rock to grunge sort of came in, and I'm like, I just wasn't digging it. So I said, I'm going back to my roots and, going to play some country/hillbilly music.
Okay.
It pays so well. No, anyway. But those were great times, and I'm really grateful for it. I'm glad that I have that video.
Yeah.
That's out there on YouTube. It's so cool to see that. All my friends are like, that is not you. There's no way. So anyway.
So in case you missed that, there is a Bullwhip Sally video that you can watch on YouTube and see Eric playing in a rock band with long hair. So
if you go to Eric Smith video, there's I've got about 19 or 20 videos out there now. So yeah, you'll see it. It was cool. It was a great project. A guy from UNT did that for us, and again, I'm glad that he came out and did that for. He did a great job. Really, really cool. So anyway, sorry, I get long-winded. And now you have a new album out, which is, I'm guessing, drastically different from your Bullwhip Sally days. Oh yeah, it's again back to my roots, Americana stuff. Yeah, it's on Spotify, which I'm so proud to be a part of. The album name is Sunburst Silvertone, and it's named that name comes from if when you look at the album cover, there's a picture of my nephew playing the bass. I'm in the middle playing a mandolin, and my dad is playing his Sunburst Silvertone guitar. So that
Okay.
it's dedicated to my dad. So because again, he was the first influence. My nephew, he and I have played. All three of us played for years together. And but yeah, Sunburst Silver. It's on Spotify. It's under Eric Smith. But yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm ready to do another one. I know it's going to be a longer road, but I want to try to take my experience to a higher level because I record everything at home.
Okay.
Master my own stuff, and it's good. But I'm ready to try to take it to the next level and just get better at that. But anyway. Yeah, I'm excited about it. So everybody go out and stream it, buy it, whatever. I hope a lot of my friends have, of course.
Yeah. So that's under your name on Spotify under Eric Smith.
Under Eric Smith, and the album name is Sunburst Silvertone and blah, blah, blah. So
So check it out. Check it out, everybody.
Check it out. Like it, share, da-da-da. All those little trigger things they say today.
It looks like you've got a lot of friends online. Terry Williams, Kenny Decker, Robbie Miller.
See, a couple of those guys are, I have a lot of great friends from the Acoustic Friday Jam. I mean, I've developed some incredible friendships through all this. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad to see all the people logged on.
One question we seem to get every time we've had one of these is if you could play on stage with anyone, who would it be and why?
So I've watched some of your other videos.
So you knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. So I had time to kind of contemplate that a little bit. And I'm a aspiring guitar player, so I have tons of guitar players that I'd love to play on stage with. But in the singing world, I don't know. There's so many people, honestly. But I thought about it, and this may even date myself a little bit. But what it would have been cool to do to me would have been to be able to play on stage with Elvis Presley. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's so cool. And then I told a friend, he goes, "So the young Elvis or the old?" I was like, either one, it wouldn't matter. He was just, I liked a lot of what he did, and he was just cool. He had a lot of energy. He had a lot of passion, I loved his gospel stuff. That would have just been so cool to be on stage with Elvis and maybe even wear a cape if I needed to. I'm kidding.
Our band last week was like young kids, like 13, 16, and one of them said Elvis.
Really?
Yeah, that they loved Elvis's music.
Those guys are cool.
He still is important to people.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Elvis song?
What really got me into Elvis initially was his rockabilly days from the Sun label, the Memphis recordings. Probably, I guess, That's All Right Mama. Okay. The old rockabilly stuff. I mean, he did a lot of cool stuff. I mean, he did so many neat songs in the 70s. It's really hard to say. I mean, I just love pretty much, I didn't really watch his movies,
Okay.
But I just got into his music. My wife and I, before we got married, took a road trip and went to Memphis to Graceland, toured the home and all that, and that was really cool. So anyway, he's just cool, man. I know a lot of people are like, Elvis was cheesy. Man, he was great.
Do you have the dance moves like Elvis that people want to know?
No, if I have a few adult beverages, I do know a really good curly shuffle.
Okay.
I'll share that some night at the jam.
They're just going to be waiting for that every week now.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me about the 3 songs that you submitted for the Sounds of Louisville. They were all original tunes.
Yes, that's correct. I think the first one was I'm Your Dog, which was, dedicated to all the dog lovers. And we have, we're dog lovers as well. We love them. And anyway, one of the songwriter challenges a while back, God, this might have been 4 years ago. Actually, it was pick a color, right? Pick any color. And somehow or another, I don't know, I give it to God. Just all of a sudden you just have these ideas. But I was messing around, and this dog song, if you will, just started appearing. And it grew into a song that I really like. And people, when I play it live, they really, because I mean, there are dog songs out there, but I don't normally hear people doing. But anyway, it's a fun song, first
Yeah.
off, and it has each of the little verses, if you will, have truth to them. There's a one line in the song about you chewed a hole in my couch, and my dog did that. You
I
got,
bet.
and anyway, I love my dogs, but these are all, each line is pretty much real, but it's a fun song.
Right.
You know? But so the second one was actually was from our last songwriter challenge about, it's called Mama's Tough Love, and it's obviously for my mom, and it's a real special song to me. It kind of about my brother and I growing up, and played it for my mom, and she, my mom's pretty tough lady, but she really touched my heart in telling me how much that song
Right.
really meant to her. And that was really, just a paycheck of the heart, if you will.
Yeah.
And that other one, the third one, Ain't We a Pretty Pair? It's kind of a, I love writing, if you will. This is all just out of fun. I call it white trash humor. Just kind of, it's just fun. It's a fun song, and I have a silly spirit about me.
Yeah.
It's nothing offensive, of course, but it's just a fun song.
Yeah.
It's a humor song. It's I get a lot of people like, "Hey, that's a great song. Did you write that?" And anyway, so, yeah, I go, "Man, you really hit that one out of the park." So it's got the humor, but anyway, there's a twist of some Honey Boo Boo. It doesn't say Honey Boo Boo, but it does have the word Sugar Bear in there.
Okay.
Anyway, I just find humor in that stuff because it's also kind of real life,
Yeah.
But anyway, there I go. I digress and I talk too much.
No. It's okay. I was checking. I was going to see if there were questions that people have asked that I have missed. While I'm looking, is there anything else you want people to know about you and your music, or Acoustic Fridays, or anything?
Well, I will say Acoustic Fridays, anyone that's local or if you're out of town, come on in. But right now it's on a hiatus because of the COVID mess. Right. I can't remember just yet when it's going to reopen. I know they're probably kind of re-looking at that.
Probably.
Finding it out. So, but anyway, so when the COVID mess is gone and passed, every Friday there's an open jam at the MCL Grand, unless there's an event going on. But every Friday, anyone can bring your acoustic instruments, and we just meet there and we just sit around in a circle, and you play your song. You don't have to play. We have a nice, large audience that hangs out on the perimeter and listens. Mm-hmm. So I invite people to come out and do that, and then get involved if you want. If you enjoy songwriting, come out and get involved in our Songwriter Challenge. So all this, you can find a lot of this information on we have a Facebook page, Acoustic Fridays at the Art Gallery. Okay. Acoustic Fridays at the Art Gallery. And I'll post a lot of that information out there, or you'll see other people talking about that. But again, those two are just a great community musical opportunities for people. It's really cool. I mean, I've met some lifetime friends at this point. So I encourage people, come out, bring your guitar. Really, there's no intimidation. Nobody's gonna, it's, if you barely know how to play a G chord, I mean, somebody's gonna help you. I'll help you. Well, it's all about encouraging each other. The songwriting thing, I always say, is a big thing to help people come out and challenge you to finish your song. And then when the event happens that evening, then you can take it to the next level if you want and perform your song on stage. So it's an open opportunity for people to kind of get out of their shell, or we call them closet pickers.
Right. Just a relaxed environment.
Yeah, it's very relaxed. It's very welcoming and a very encouraging place to come and hang out. So.
All right.
But yeah, check out my album again when you get a chance. No, I feel like such a song pitcher already.
No. Hey. Well, we've got about 4 minutes until your 3 songs are going to premiere. So if you're not familiar with Eric, make sure you check him out, his new album on Spotify, Eric Smith on Spotify. He also has an Instagram. It's Smith Pick Songs. You can check him out there. Make sure you learn more about acoustic jams on Facebook. And then stick around, because in about 3 to 4 minutes, you're going to get to hear 3 Eric Smith originals.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we just want to thank you, Eric, for being a part of this and talking to us and letting people get to know you before they hear your music.
Well, you're very welcome. And again, I'm honored, humbled, and everything that you could imagine to be a part of this program. I'm a love the city of Louisville. All my children were born right down the road from MCL Grand, and I have my wife. I said was a fighting farmer, so been here a long time, and I love Louisville. The growth here is great. I mean, we're very blessed to be part of an incredible community. The MCL Grand, you guys are so incredibly generous, letting us come in and play the Visual Arts League. And I want to give a shout out, if they're listening, to Connie, to my friend Connie and Beck. I think I mentioned them earlier, but again, they're the two ladies, they're my sweet friends that have now moved out of the community. They're having fun other places, but without them, I don't know if this would even happen, because they're the two ladies that started the whole Acoustic Friday thing, and then it's blossomed into what it is. So I'm very grateful for them and their friendship. And again, you guys, thank you so much. So.
Well, thank you. And then a special shout out again to Denton County Transportation Authority for sponsoring the Sounds of Louisville at Home digital series, and all of our community partners that exist out there. So I hope that everyone enjoyed getting to know Eric, and I know you're going to enjoy his songs when you hear them in about 2 minutes. So make sure that you don't leave Facebook. And we will see everyone next week, and we will announce next week's artist tomorrow. So stay tuned. Have a good evening, everyone.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, my name's Eric Smith, and I would love to share some of my original music with you. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for listening. Have a great summer. This goes out to all you dog lovers out there, all right? This song's called I'm Your Dog. I lay around in the shade, taking naps. Lord, I've got it made. I don't work, all I do is play. Take me for a walk on a ride. Well, I love you till the day I die. I'm your dog, your dog, dog, dog. Well, I'm your dog, dog, dog. I chewed a hole in your couch. You got mad and wanted to kick me out. I eat socks and underwear, anything, I don't care. Just take me for a walk to the park. I'm your best friend, cross my heart. I'm your dog, 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 dog. Yeah, I'm your dog, dog, dog. Well, I can make you laugh when you're feeling low down, lonely and blue. Jump up in your lap, I'll give you a kiss or two. Just take me for a walk on a ride. I'll love you till the day I die. I'm your dog, 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 dog. Well, I'm your dog, dog, dog. Won't you rub my belly and give me another treat? Please watch me chase my tail, or chase a rabbit down the street. Take me for a walk on a ride. I love you till the day I die. I'm your dog, your dog, dog, dog. Well, I'm your dog, dog, dog. You better watch your step. There's something brown lying on the ground. Ew. I think it's from the cat. I wouldn't do nothing like that. Just take me for a walk to the park. I'm your best friend across my heart. I'm your dog, your dog, dog, dog. Well, I'm your dog, dog, dog. So take me for a walk on the ride. I'll love you till the day I die. I'm your dog, your dog, dog. Well, I'm your dog, dog. Yeah, I'm your dog, dog, dog. I'm your dog, dog, dog. This is a special song I wrote just for my mom. It's called Mama's Tough Love. Hope you enjoy it. Mama loves her boys, but you don't give them too much slack. Watch your mouth, you better not talk back. Mama's got eyes in the back of her head. She gets the fly swatter, better listen to what she said. Well, Mama's tough love taught me right from wrong. And Mama's tough love taught me how to be strong. And Mama's tough love taught me how to be a man. Mama's tough love, now I understand. Mama's tough love, now I understand. She worked 2 jobs so we could have a better life. She worked all day and came home late at night. Sacrifice she was willing to make. She gave it all, no matter what it would take. Yeah, Mama's tough love taught me right from wrong. And Mama's tough love taught me how to be strong. Mama's tough love taught me how to be a man. Mama's tough love, now I understand. Mama's tough love, now I understand. So thank you, Mom, for your unconditional love. The patience you had as we were growing up. And thank you, Lord, for the mama you gave me. Without her love, where would we be? Yeah, Mama's tough love taught me right from wrong. And Mama's tough love taught me how to be strong. Mama's tough love taught me how to be a man. Mama's tough love, now I understand. Mama's tough love, now I understand. I'm gonna play a song I wrote here called Ain't We a Pretty Pair? Hope you enjoy it. Well, she's drinking whiskey in her double wide motorhome. She gets frisky when the NASCAR races her on. Her teeth are like the stars, they come out every night. wears a moo-moo to bed. It fits her just a little bit tight. She's my honey bun, she's a barrel of fun, I'd never trade her in. She's the butter on my waffle, and I'm her sugar bear. Don't be jealous, 'cause ain't we a pretty pair? Yeah, don't be jealous, well, ain't we a pretty pair? Now she gets mad and tries to pin me down. Well, I take off running like a rodeo clown. And we say we're sorry and we make up with a sloppy wet kiss and a whole lot of love. Yeah, my honey bun, she's a barrel of fun, I'd never trade her in. She's the butter on my waffles, and I'm her sugar bear. Don't be jealous, like we a pretty pair. Yeah, don't be jealous, like we a pretty pair. Now she still loves me just as I am, and after all these years, well, I'm still her man. And she don't mind, she don't really care about all them holes in my underwear. She's my honey bun, she's a barrel of fun, I'd never trade her in. She's the butter on my waffles, and I'm her sugar bear. Don't be jealous, like we a pretty pair. Yeah, don't